Welcome into NFL Daily. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 20 undrafted free agents that have signed or even not signed after the conclusion of the 2025 NFL Draft. Welcome into the show, guys. We got a bunch of great content to talk about today, some of my favorite UDFAs around the league. But before we get into the content today, make sure you click that subscribe button because we've got our 2026 way too early mock draft coming up next week. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And it sounds like Aaron Rodgers might sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers this week as well. So we'll probably give you extensive coverage of that as well. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And with that, let's get into our UDFA coverage here, the top 20 guys. Now, this is in no necessarily particular order. These are just the top 20 guys that were left on Tom Downey's big board once the conclusion of the NFL Draft came to pass. So we'll start here with Logan Brown, offensive tackle out of Kansas. He ended up signing with the Minnesota Vikings, 6'6", 311 pounds, a big boy coming out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And, of course, he comes from the University of Kansas. This is somebody that was expected to go, in the kind of the later rounds here. The overall 111th overall prospect on Tom Downey's big board. He had him ranked 9th out of the offensive tackles. So Tom expected him to go near the top of day 3 in round 4, and he, of course, ends up going undrafted and ends up going to the Minnesota Vikings. So, we'll see what happens with him there with the purple and gold in Minneapolis. Then we get to Cobee Bryant, who a lot of people were shocked did not go. But the reason why he didn't go, guys, is because of his height-weight combination there. Only 180 pounds for somebody that played outside corner at the college football level. I thought he was going to get drafted. I was a little bit surprised that he ended up not getting drafted because, here at Chat Sports, we had him expected to be taken in round 4. And, we were getting to round 7. It seemed like every single fan base was like, we got to take this guy. We got to take this guy because he's physical, even though he's a little bit undersized. He's the type of player that teams usually like in their locker room. He ends up signing with the Atlanta Falcons there out of the University of Kansas. So the top 2 UDFAs this year on Tom Downey's big board end up coming out of the University of Kansas. So really like Cobee Bryant. I think he's probably going to be more of a nickel heading into the league here. But, he's a good player, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do there with the Dirty Birds. Then we get to the first one that has not been signed yet here, Jared Ivey, the edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Now, Ivey really struggled in the athletic testing this year, 274 pounds. So for an edge rusher, he is massive. He's known more as somebody that sets the edge, somebody that's more of a run-stuffing kind of presence here. He had 7 sacks last year, though, and 11 TFLs. So he's the number 3 UDFA on our list here at Chat Sports. And, of course, he comes out of the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss. Then we get to somebody new here, Seth McLaughlin, a center out of Ohio State, ends up signing with the Cincinnati Bengals. He won the Remington Trophy last year, which is the award for the best center in college football. Of course, he's a national champion there from the Ohio State Buckeyes, and he's really tough, and he's got good football intelligence. So the fact that he was able to fall this far, he was our 162nd overall prospect, and Tom Downey's number 4 overall center prospect goes all the way outside the NFL Draft entirely and signs with the Cincinnati Bengals. Then we got Cam Horsley, the defensive tackle out of Boston College. Didn't have a single sack last year as an interior player, but he's 312 pounds, no more as a run-defending type of player out of Boston College. And the Tennessee Titans end up scooping him out. I think that he is certainly somebody that, was expected to go a lot earlier than this. But at the end of the day, he is our number 5. He's our number 5 UDFA in this class. And we got Luke Kandra, the guard out of Cincinnati. 0 sacks allowed last year out from the University of Cincinnati. And, of course, he's from Cincinnati, Ohio. So big boy, 320 pounds. Didn't allow a single sack last year, so the Carolina Panthers scoop him up and hope that he can be an impact player for them on the offensive line. Then Zy Alexander out of LSU there's a number of teams that showed interest in Alexander, but a kind of unremarkable physical profile kind of led to him not getting drafted. Had 2 interceptions last year, but he's a very reliable tackler, and he's got some good size and ball skills. But like I said, guys, the athletic limitations are going to probably limit his upside for sure. So we'll see where he ends up what he ends up doing with Seattle there during the preseason. But I certainly expected him to get drafted at some point because the tape is not that bad, and I figured he'd get scooped up sometime on day 3. But, of course, he didn't. and he ends up in the NFL with the Seattle Seahawks. Then we got Maxon Hooks, safety out of Toledo. Good pickup here by the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, the Eagles also drafted Andrew Makuba out of Texas, but Hook had 2 interceptions and 6 PBUs, over 200 pounds as well. Speaking of the Eagles, they also brought in Holland Pierce, an offensive tackle out of Rutgers. He did allow a sack last year, but he had a really good PFF grade overall at 85.1 in the Big Ten. So he's somebody to keep your eye on because he's 341 pounds. Also, the Eagles drafted 3 offensive linemen in the draft as well. So the Eagles are certainly a team that's known for, filling the coffers with offensive line talent, allowing these guys to develop. And I certainly think Pierce has some tools there where the Eagles have the best offensive line coach in the National Football League. So hopefully those guys can develop into legit NFL players. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. What is the most surprising player not to be drafted this year? Personally, guys, I was shocked that Cobee Bryant did not get drafted. A lot of people thought he was going to go in round 4, ended up going all the way past round 7. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section for today's pin question. In just a second here, we're going to talk about our friends at Mando Whole Body Deodorant. And while I'm talking about Mando, go ahead and answer today's pin question. And now let's talk about our sponsor today. And spring is in the air and the weather is warming up. And I'm most looking forward to taking my dog out for long walks and going to watch a baseball game on the weekends during the summer months. I'm looking forward to it even more now because I've started using Mando Whole Body Deodorant because unlike other DOs I've tried, it can actually handle anything. Mando is safe to use anywhere on your body and is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Also, Mando's entire line of products are baking soda-free, paraben-free, and you can choose from a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. Mando has a special offer for new customers. You get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code CHAT at shopmando.com. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with a solid stick of deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and plus you guys get free shipping. So guys, personally, I love using their deodorant and their body wash. And the thing that's great about Mando Whole Body Deodorant is that you guys can get products, body wash, deodorant, cream tube deodorant, deodorant wipes, all with the same scent. All right, so I really love the bourbon leather scent. This is actually my Mando stick that I use at home. I brought it in today to show you guys I actually use this product and love this product. They also have a big bottle of their body wash at home. You guys can try the same products that I'm talking about right now, and you guys can have that consistent scent. You don't have to have your body wash as a different scent as your stick deodorant or anything like that. You guys can smell consistent all day long, and you guys can get this special offer from Mando today to get that starter pack in your collection. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you use code CHAT at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando Whole Body Deodorant today. So now we continue on with our coverage here of the top UDFAs in the 2025 NFL Draft class, and we continue on our list here with Joe Huber, another player that is going to the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings had a really good UDFA haul this year, by the way. The guard out of Wisconsin, 310 pounds, 1 sack allowed last year, and he ends up going to the purple and gold. Then Xavier Restrepo, a big-name receiver out of the University of Miami, reunites with Cam Ward. This is one of my favorite signings in this entire UDFA class because Restrepo and Cam Ward had an awesome connection last year in Miami. Now you can plug Restrepo in as a potential slot option to work with Cam Ward, somebody that's already familiar with him, give him a safety blanket in his rookie season. I think that this is the ideal UDFA for the Tennessee Titans heading into Cam Ward's first season as their starting quarterback. Then we get to another one here, number 12 on our list, Joshua Gray. Center out of Oregon State goes to the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta's another team that got a lot of really high-profile UDFAs here, and this is a center out of Oregon State. Had a pretty darn good PFF overall grade last year and just 1 sack allowed. Number 13 on our list, Jake Brenningstool, tight end out of Clemson. Obviously going to that big program there in Clemson to the Kansas City Chiefs where you got Travis Kelce. Of course, you got Gray in that tight end room as well. Last year had 7 touchdowns for the Tigers, so a pretty productive player here at the tight end position going to the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm curious. Let me know down there in the comment section. Who is your number one UDFA signing this year? Honestly, I think my favorite one is Xavier Restrepo to the Tennessee Titans. Didn't test all that well this year, but I think he's a damn good football player, and obviously has that connection with Cam Ward. So if he's going to make it anywhere in the league, I think it's going to be in Tennessee, so I love that signing. Then we get to another player that has not been signed yet, Tommy Hill, cornerback out of Nebraska. Now, this is somebody that I really expected to go in the NFL draft because he's got some really good physical tools. He's got really long arms. He plays really well in press coverage and in cover two. Because of those long arms, and he's got one interception last year. Tom had him 199th overall on his big board, and he ends up being, I believe, the number 14 UDFA on our list today. But he's certainly a physical cornerback that wherever he decides to sign here, I think they're going to be really happy with the player that they're getting. Then Lamb Larison, running back out of UC Davis, one of my favorite players in this entire class. Not only is his mustache legendary, but his production last year was insane with UC Davis. 17 touchdowns, over 1,400 yards rushing, and even more than that as a receiver. He's going to be a very versatile weapon for the New England Patriots to use. And, I know he's not a quarterback coming out, but he reminds me a little bit of, that late-round selection of Julian Edelman. Now, that's a high praise right there, but he has a lot of physical tools and a lot of explosiveness to his game. He has a lot of one-handed catches as a running back on his highlight tape at UC Davis. He's a fan-favorite sleeper, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the preseason with the New England Patriots. Another Patriots signing here as a UDFA, C.J. Dupree, tight end out of Alabama. And obviously coming from the Crimson Tide, that is a pretty good pedigree right there. 256 yards last year and no touchdowns, though. But we'll see what he ends up doing with the Pats. So comment down below. Let me know down there in the comment section. Who had the best UDFA class this year? Shout out your favorite team down there in the comment section. Can't wait to hear some of the names and some of the teams that you guys think really nailed this UDFA class. Another player here as we round out the rest of this list, Ja Joyner, edge rusher out of Minnesota. Goes to the Las Vegas Raiders, had 4.5 sacks last year for the Golden Gophers and 6 TFLs. Number 18, we got Nick Nash, a really productive receiver out of San Jose State. Another really good signing for Atlanta. Not only did they get Cobee Bryant, but they get Nick Nash here, who had 16 touchdowns and over 1,300 yards receiving, over 100 catches. So awesome signing right there for the Atlanta Falcons. You guys can see the scouting report we have on him here. Tom Downey had him ranked as the 210th overall prospect on his big board, and he has a lot of contested catches on his film, and he breaks a lot of tackles. So really, really good signing here for the Atlanta Falcons, in my opinion, and I think that he's got a chance to make their final roster for sure. He was an absolute monster at San Jose State. Then we get to Nazir Stackhouse, nose tackle type, run stuffer, out of Georgia, going to the Green Bay Packers. Had 1 tackle for loss. He's not somebody that's a really disruptive player. He's not going to get any sacks for you. He's not going to get many TFLs for you, but he's going to eat up space at 327 pounds in the middle of your defense. And that's something the Green Bay Packers wanted. Then you got Eugene Asante, linebacker out of Auburn here, as the final name on our list today. Had 47 tackles, 5 TFLs, and 2.5 sacks with the Tigers last year. So a pretty decent signing here for the Miami Dolphins. So what do you guys think? Let me know down there in the comments section. Best NFL draft prospect Tom did not put on his UDFA list today. For me, as a Steelers fan, the Steelers signed Sebastian Castro, safety/nickel corner out of Iowa. I think he's going to be a really good player in the league, plays with really good instincts, and I would have been fine if a team would have taken him in the 5th round. Steelers end up getting him as a UDFA, so I want to give my Steelers a little bit of a shout out today because there's no Steelers on Tom's list today. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. I will see you guys next time. And until then, guys, peace out.